Hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
You're welcome to Let's Talk Relationship today.
Yeah.
We trust that you found the last episode very insightful. Today, what we're looking at is how how your relationship is your responsibility. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. By way of introduction, I think I'll just let you go ahead and introduce.
Go ahead. All right. So we're looking at my relationship, my responsibility.
Mhm.
So we're coming from a place of owning your relationship. Understand? Let's start from the place of my relationship.
Okay.
That statement of that statement is showing the level of ownership. You understand? It's like taking responsibility of what you are.
What you have, yeah.
You understand? It's not like you're saying our relationship. Our relationship is good.
Mm.
You understand? But you knowing that I would make everything work in my relationship, and I'm responsible for the outcome of my relationship.
Mhm.
I'm responsible for what I do in that relationship. So when we come from that angle, we understand that relationship is just beyond yourself. Is what is beyond you. It's
Just
more,
you alone.
yes, it's more about both of you coming together with this same mindset that this is my relationship and I'll make it work.
Mhm.
So today we're just going to be looking at those things that we need to put in check to just own them, own our relationship. In fact, a lot of people are in a relationship and they don't know that they are responsible for the outcome of it. I'm not saying when you have a broken relationship, it's 100% your fault. You understand? But what can you do to have a wonderful relationship? And the good thing is that we're going to talk about other things in this podcast that will open our eyes to some areas that we need to take note of.
Okay, so I think that for you to, or for one to be able to own their relationship, you need to be aware of what they're bringing to the table, be aware of the fact that you might, one, have some past trauma or past experiences that have formed who you are today. So you need to be aware of that. Some people just enter relationships and think that it's going to be a bed of roses because initially you're feeling all the butterflies. It's all about, oh, when I think about this person, this is how I feel. It's all about all the outings, romance, and all of that. But the truth of the matter is that for the most part of it, two adults that are coming together probably have different backgrounds, different exposures. Certain things have happened to you in life that have formed who you are today. So you need to be aware of, okay, this is where I am in life. These are some things that I do. I should probably check these things. How will these things or how will these characters affect my relationship?
Yeah, especially traumas. Mostly, a lot of people have gone through some abusive relationships. A lot of people have gone through some kind of relationship that has really affected them. Understand? Emotionally, physically. Some people are still attached to their past.
Yes, to their exes,
You
yes.
understand? And in fact, to the extent that if they see our last boyfriend or girlfriend, they can still drop the present too because of our attached there. You understand? But when you are in the relationship, your responsibility is to make sure you have gone past your past. You understand? You are now facing the reality of what is on the table and what making sure you're not attaching things around it. There was a time we had a conversation with some couples, the people that were trying to counsel, and the issue that they had was that this person was still living in the past.
In the past.
Understand? And it's something that's really shaking that relationship because Both parties are now looking at it as, hey, what's going on? But at the end of the day, we discovered that was someone is still living in the past. So we need to reach out to ourselves inwardly and search for what is hanging around us. You understand? So that we can what make better decisions in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Mm-hmm.
important.
Also, it's not just like in yourself or about yourself, it's also about the other person, because you might think, oh, maybe I'm good, my character is okay, or whatever. You just think that, okay, you're ready for this relationship, but the other person is not there yet. So that's why I said at the beginning that you should be aware. So you need to try to understand the person that you're with, try to understand where they're coming from too. Yes, try to understand how their experiences in life is shaping their actions now. That's the only way that you can see through how they act, and then just step in and try to, let's say, help them, or try to work even with that, all of that baggage. Let me use the word baggage now, or all of that, to just make your relationship still work, or just being aware of the situation, being aware of what exactly is happening, or why this person is acting or will act or might act the way that they act. I think it just help people.
That brings me to us working together, growing together, and glowing together. That is where both parties need to find a way to work things out. You understand? In a relationship, it's a partnership, like you said. We are both responsible in this relationship.
Yep.
You understand? So, and we need to work hand in hand to make sure we overcome. Another thing is, when we are trying to grow together, we need to allow this person in to help us grow. You understand? Since it's not a selfish partnership, you understand? Both are trying to work to
Together,
achieve
the same
one
goal.
goal, and that goal is a successful, peaceful, and wonderful relationship, which everyone should have. Because good relationship, sometimes when I check online, I see a lot of people saying every man cheats, no smooth relationship, no this. People are facing a lot. When they see wonderful marriages, the next thing they will not break up in the next few.
Yeah.
You understand? But outside of those activities, we need to face the reality of things. That we, people in that relationship, are more responsible for it. You understand? So it's not like we are all those glamour and the fine dresses and the marriages. They are very wonderful, but
at the end of the day, it's just two of you together, two of you inside your closet that have to sort things out. Yeah. And that's why you need to be able to grow together in terms of your goals, in terms of, okay, how can we move forward? In terms of, okay, this person is dealing with this thing, how can I help? Because relationship is not just about that person. A lot of people enter into a relationship with the mindset of, what can this person give me? But it's more about, what am I bringing? So if you enter a relationship with that mindset, or from that perspective, that what am I bringing? And the other person also is going to meet you, what am I bringing? So you're bringing something to the table. You identify that this person, I'm going to relationship. Each person in the relationship has an assignment of help.
True.
That's the way it's designed.
Yeah.
You are to help the other person. You are to help each other. So how can I help this person achieve their goals? How can I help them to shape them into a better version of themselves? You understand? That's what growing together is about, and it's a holistic thing, in terms of, it has to touch every area of your life.
That's true. Especially this bringing things to the table. And sometimes when I hear or see things online, it's more focused on the ladies. I don't know why, but I think because of the representation of the female gender. You understand? of what people have seen in the past. When we are talking of bringing things on the table, to the table, both parties are actually involved. It's not because of money alone.
It's not just money. It's not just about money.
It's not just about money. You understand? And I think we need a reorientation of this generation of what actually we are talking about in this table that we are talking about. You understand? It's not just coming to have fun, to enjoy each other, to go out, just like my wife said recently, just now. It's not about that. It's more. When we are talking of relationship, we have the mental part, we have the financial part, we have the business part, we have the children upbringing part, we have spiritual part. You understand? So we need to look at every area of it and see how, because both parties cannot be perfect on both sides. That was why we have our last episode we spoke about perfect imperfection. So you can go back and check them. We don't have to be perfect, but when we work together, we work perfectly and we achieve the goal, which is to have a wonderful relationship.
Because at the end of the day, that growth is what people see outside, and you realize that even because you are putting in the work, they are saying that you guys are actually growing, you're achieving things, and it's not a facade, it's not make believe, it's actually real.
It's real.
Because there is work going on behind the scenes, and that is what relationship is about. That's what marriage is about. Any successful marriage, just like any successful thing you see in life, it's because people or someone is putting in the growth. And for a relationship, it's because the two parties are putting in the work for the growth of that relationship.
There's work behind the scenes. And when you work, when you come out, you show. You understand? It will show. It will really, really show. So it's not just because when people are in sync, just like singing, the melody will sound good.
Nice.
You understand? But when it's something is work, is not. You understand? When you're singing Ebenezer and the Ebenezer is Ebenezer. So we need to work together, to work in harmony. Another thing I would like to share is, let's make sure we are aware of the kind of people we are modeling our marriage
after,
our relationship after.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? A lot of people are taking their family, their mom, their father as a role model. In fact, sometimes it's subconscious.
Of course.
You understand? Because sometimes you just see that. Sometimes you didn't even see how they grow, how they get to that level. You just came in after 20 years and you are seeing that my dad is all this. When my mom wants this, but my dad will just give it to her. When things are not, my dad is very. When my mom's car is broke down, my dad will go outside and fix it. You understand? When the bulb is out, my dad will remove it. And in your mind, your ideal partner should have all those qualities. Hello, it's not always like that. You understand? It's not always like that. You need to look at your relationship, just like we've said before in this podcast. I told my wife that we've had a lot of people, a lot of seminars, we've read books, we've seen things, you understand, which is good, which are very wonderful. But this is our marriage. We need to define how this marriage will work, how we can work together to make it work for us.
For us, yeah.
We can learn from those things, bring them in, and harmonize it, readjust it, look at how it can play very well in our relationship. And if we don't do that, we'll see that we are living in another person's lifestyle, we are living in another person's dream, we are living in another person's family, and it's not real, because your partner might not be that person because you didn't grow up in the same environment. So if we are not so careful with what we are bringing into the marriage, we might be looking at breaking everything down, which is not going to work for us.
As you mentioned that, or have you noticed how some people, it might just be maybe a movie you watched, you get, and maybe the lady was talking to her husband or her partner anyhow, and then suddenly you'll be like, you just get that inside of you, and then imagine yourself just going home or wherever it is that your partner is, just going to your partner, and then you start talking to them. It means you are under the influence
of what
you've just watched. So I think we need to be careful about what you're watching.
Yeah.
Who you're watching. Yes. Who you're watching. Who are you watching? I think these are questions you need to ask yourself. Who are you modeling your relationship after? Who are you trying to pattern it after? We're not saying copy and paste, but the truth is that in this relationship work, and just like life, there are people that have gone ahead of you and started. How do you want your relationship to look like?